Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and karibuni sana. Welcome this morning on Zoe Breakfast. My name is Kamal, and nafurahia sana tunapowakaribisha this morning, even as we have a very sensitive conversation. But even before we go there, we want to remind you that you can always write to us and let us know where you're watching us from. Kama una swali lolote, go ahead and reach out to us, and I know that will be a great blessing. This morning, we are joined in by a great man. This gentleman will be introducing himself in a minute. But even as we continue, if you have any opinion, feel free to write to us. My brother.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Shukran
Yes.
sana.
Karibu Zoe TV.
Karibu.
Umekuwa namna gani?
Nashukuru sana.
Yes.
I thank God for everything.
Awesome. Pengine unaweza angalia kamera this morning utuambie, unajua huyu, unajua we ni nani, wewe unafanya nini haswa, na pengine mtu anaweza kupata wapi?
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kamal.
Yes.
I really want to appreciate for giving me this opportunity.
Welcome.
To share with our audience.
Yes.
Actually, my name is Duncan Leda.
Yes.
Actually, I stay in Nairobi. I'm a resident in Nairobi. I do teaching.
Yes.
Teaching is my profession.
Yes.
So most of my time I spend with children.
Yes.
Children that is age maybe ranging from 1 to 18.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good to hear.
Good.
You know, I think in your career we have I think we have few male teachers.
Yeah.
Or how are the statistics?
Male teachers, especially these young kids, like maybe let's say from ECD to PP1
Yes.
or PP2.
Yes.
It is very rare to find a male teacher.
Yes.
And good enough, if you find a male teacher, that
Yes.
teacher is very effective. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Wow. I think we'll be getting to a point today because, you know, just to understand, by the way, what's the difference between 844 and CBC, by the way. Because I'm PP1, PP2, nikakumbuka, you know, some of us from the other generation, you know, if you don't have kids, it's really hard to understand the system here. But, you know, today we're having a very sensitive topic.
Yes.
And that is Coming later to know, how your experience has been and all that. But I just love us to kick off on our topic today.
Yes.
How are we able to improve this parent-child relationship? The Bible says in the book of Psalms 127, verse 3, that children are a heritage from the Lord.
Yes.
An offspring, a reward from Him. If these children are a reward from God to us, to human beings, then it means that we need to really take care of them with the best way possible.
Sure, sure.
And to kick this discussion off, maybe I'll just start by asking, why is a positive parent-child relationship important?
Sure.
Yes.
I'll just like to pick a keyword on what you have read from the scripture.
Yes.
That kids are an inheritance.
Yes.
You see, I don't know if you have ever inherited anything from maybe someone.
Yes.
The kind of approach you handle that thing is not the way you will handle the other thing that you picked on the road.
True.
Yeah, so
I'll treasure it so much.
Yeah. So what you're supposed to do as caregivers,
Yes.
that these kids, you need to understand, as the scripture said, these are inheritance.
Yes.
So you need to inherit them in a very good and guided manner, so that knowing there is also, we are supposed to take it
Yes.
to someone else,
Yes.
or to there is generation that is coming to pick up,
Yes.
because these kids will once come to be parents, and they will try to imitate
Yes.
what they were. The reception they received from their parents,
Yes.
they'll want to take it back to their kids. So parental-child relationship is very important.
Yes.
And now maybe that's we start by asking ourselves, what is this parental-child relationship?
Yes.
Yeah, it is very important, and it is one that nurtures the physical,
Yes.
emotional, and social development of the child.
Yes.
So this relationship should be in a way that it nurtures both emotional, physical, and social.
Yes.
So that this child, as he grows up,
Yes.
is able to socialize with others, so that when I look at you,
Yes.
I can be able to tell the kind of upbringing the parent gave you.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So it is very important.
You're talking about why it's important even for parents to be able to look at all these aspects of the children.
Yes.
But just to ask you, because you've been in that space for quite some time, do you feel like parents are doing their best from your interaction with kids? Because we had the conversation off set, and you were sharing that it's possible to really learn a lot about a kid, even if you have not met a parent.
Wow, actually parents, to some extent I can say they are trying. I don't know which figure can I give in terms of percentage,
Yes.
but there are those who are really trying. And there are challenges, maybe we'll come to look at them later on.
Yes, yes.
Why is it that they are not doing that much? Yeah, but for the kids whom I interact with,
Yes.
I want to really appreciate parents for doing their best.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like, a child's upbringing, the foundation is very important.
Very important.
What you expose them to, the kind of schools you take them to, the kind of people that you allow in their space is very important.
Sure.
How can, a parent, from your own perspective, be able to raise a child with the right environment, with the right exposure? And of course, at times there are challenges of finances and all these kind of things, but I know there's always something that you can do. So from your point of view, what do you think, a parent should be able to do in terms of raising their children and allowing them the right environment?
Actually, what I can say, parents should understand that a child's perception on how he or she is treated contributes much to his development.
Yes.
And how he behaves. So, perception is
Yes.
believing how you are treated.
Yes.
So if a child perceives that you are treating him or her well, then the outcome will be positive.
Yes.
But if he perceives that the kind of treatment you are giving is not to expectation, then definitely the behavior will also be negative.
Yes.
So when you mention of the kind of environment, so okay, no one can dictate where to be, depending on other things.
Yes, yes,
but
yes,
I'll encourage parents that in that environment you are in, try your level best to make it better for your child.
Yes.
Yeah, so that even if it is, we are living in different environments,
Yes.
today, if we are to be asked where we want to be, most of us will give very funny answers.
Yes.
But I'll just encourage that environment you are in, make it the best for your
The
child.
best for your child.
So that if it is a school, yes, you might not take that child to a bigger school, but the other aspect of your relationship with the child will make this child say, actually, this is the best my mom, my dad can give. Yeah.
So could we say from a, you've talked about behavior, that parents need more time with their children to learn them, and to know the kind of signals they're trying to tell them. Because the reason why I'm saying this,
Yes.
and that's why we actually even have this topic today, is some children have ended up being abused right in front of their parents, and they don't know. And they don't know. We find out they're being abused by maybe even a member of the family. Or children are just going through challenges, but the parent is unable to tell because they're busy with work, and it's okay to look for ways to provide.
Sure.
But again, you're dealing with a young one here who is growing, who needs your attention. And therefore, that's why I'm asking, what do parents really need to do to improve this kind of relationship? Is it to seclude more time for these children? Is it to find a day off just to know how they're doing? Or that kind of a thing? Yeah.
Now, you see, one of the challenges that you are mentioning is, I'll put it this way.
Yes.
It is nowadays, balancing between family matters and career is a challenge. So you find most parents are very much concerned with what to put on the table, hence forgetting having less time with this child.
Yes.
You see, like during COVID, kids spend a lot of time home.
Yes.
And I'm sure that's when parents now could know who the kind of child they have.
They have.
Yeah.
True.
Because now that was the time.
Yes.
You know, there are some, I remember sometimes in the village, a child was for a community.
Yes.
So for you to do something wrong, you didn't need your biological parent to punish you. You could be punished there and then.
Yes.
And if you tend to go and report home, in fact, before you finish what you are saying, you are reminded, why were you punished by someone else? Yeah. So you see, we kept our kids on toes. So why? Because we had enough time with them.
Yes.
So I'll encourage parents, as much as, yes, economically we are disadvantaged, but let us try as much as we can, so that at least that day you are home, have time to interact. Now you see, one of the things, actually I will say that when you improve your parent and child relationship, this is the only best way for you to bond.
Yes.
And when you bond, this child will start feeling you.
Yes.
But there are some instances where you find like a child has no connection with the parent.
Yes.
You remember those days when dad could come home and you feel like you are secure.
Yes, yes, yes.
But now you can find dad coming from job, a child is just playing there. You see? So it shows how disconnected we are. So you see, the more we get disconnected, this child develops what you call self-care.
Yes.
Or dependent. So when you start depending on yourself at that younger age, you see, you start adapting other futures.
Yes.
Yeah, you start adapting other characters that are not you. But as you adapt these characters, no one is there to monitor and encourage or discourage. And see, that's why you find that a child, when he comes in the community, he's seen to be a bad child. But when he goes back in the house, mom and dad says, my child has never had this. So that disconnection is really working negatively to our kids.
So parents, let's make sure that we grow this connection with our children so that we know, what they are doing, what challenges they are facing, so that we can be able also to help them. The other thing is, as children are growing, of course, in the world that we live in right now, technology and everything, things are moving in a very fast pace. And children are able to access so much information nowadays, even from the mobile phones, even from the websites and television and all these kind of things. So, according to you, Mr. Dan, what would you say is the best time to start sitting down your children and talking to them matters about life, matters about sex, matters about intimacy, matters about do's and don'ts? Because if you're not going to sit down sit them down and talk to them, TikTok is there to teach them. Social media and all these kind of things are there to teach them. And it is our responsibility to talk to our children. So when do you think is the right time to sit with our children and tell them this kind of things?
Actually, I believe the best time to sit with our kids is immediately this child is born.
Yes.
I just start sitting with that child. So that, you see, just as you have mentioned,
Yeah.
we tend to, sometimes even you admit new kids, this is now when the child is joining school.
Yes.
Let's maybe at the age of 4 years. This child is able to speak English.
Yes.
Yeah. And you see, most of us could start speaking few English words when you're class 8, form 1. Yeah.
Yes.
So you see, these gadgets have become caregivers to kids.
Yes.
Yeah. So that a parent, once he has acquired a smartphone, he has Wi-Fi.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes.
I happen to remember a situation where there's a day I went to one of my friends whom I cannot mention.
Yes.
So there was this house girl who was taking care of the child.
Yeah.
And this girl happened to talk to this child in Kiswahili. My friend, this friend of mine, was very mad at this house girl.
Yes.
Like, why are you spoiling my child? So you see, we are even going to an extent of forgetting Swahili. Is our own native language.
Yes.
So because we believe like when my child speaks a lot of English, he's now doing best.
Yes.
That's not enough. Because in the process of learning, right now you see, even when you are just Googling something important, there are so many adverts that pop on your screen.
Yes.
Sometimes they are not very good.
True.
They are not very good at all.
It's true.
So when you leave your child with this phone, you are not knowing what he's learning.
Yes.
And you see, because you don't have good relationship, this child will continue watching without not even telling you what is on the screen.
Yes.
Because he does not know. So he'll want to know what is this. He will watch till the end. So by the time you come to realize,
yes,
it will be late. This child will have watched so many bad pictures and photos. So I'll just encourage parents that, as we said earlier,
yes,
at least get time, get to talk. You know, when you sit with your child, you tend to learn, and he tends to learn.
Yes.
So he tends to get information, and you see, when we communicate, like there's these skills, very important, like communication. When you take time with the child will start learning how to communicate, problem solving. Like maybe you are away and there's someone who came and was maybe mishandled the child. You see, if you don't have a good relationship, this kid will keep off from telling you.
Yes.
But when you have a good relationship, you will come, this child will report to you what happened. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, Dan, maybe if we look at now the parent, could we say that some challenges that parents are facing are the source of them having very bad relationship with their children?
Yeah, yes, to some extent, the challenges are really contributing. But what parents need to know is, when this child will be a grown-up, he will not listen to such excuses that I went through these challenges. That's why I could not stay with you. Yeah, you see, such excuse will not make meaning. So just why I said, as much as you are in that situation you are in, yes, life is hard, but let it not be. It is too early for you to start exposing this child to the challenges you are undergoing. Yeah, okay, it is also good to inform your child to know what life is all about. But age is also a limit. Yeah, we have ages that, like you mentioned about sex, that when is it the right time for us to start talking about sex to our kids? Now you see, like, you see, these kids are nowadays adolescent, and puberty stage comes earlier than our days. So you see, the moment this kid starts having self-recognition, you see, he will want to know, what is this? You need to tell him this is a hand.
This is a hand.
Yes. He will ask you, Daddy, what is this? You need to tell him this beard, not hair that is. So when he comes to know that this is the reality, then it will help him navigate around any circumstance that is challenging. Yeah.
Wow. And so it's also about money. There also should be taught about money early enough.
Money.
And just back to the challenges. The reason why I was asking that question is because recently we were able to witness a very sad situation where a mother killed 3 of his children, just right somewhere just in Nairobi, you know. And I think we were sharing that she was even caught in the act of even trying to kill herself, you know. And you'd find out that maybe that is a matter of depression and the challenges of life. But what would you advise such people? Can you get to a point where you can say, maybe my children, I can give them to a particular, maybe my, a cousin to stay with them for quite some time until I am okay? Or what measures? Because you see, the child is being affected by something they totally don't know.
Yeah, very innocent.
Very innocent. And maybe it's just a situation where this parent is going through, maybe has been divorced, maybe is facing a particular issue, and a child is here involved. I don't know what maybe you have to say on that before we continue.
Actually, we really need to condemn such acts in our societies.
Yes.
I want to really appreciate institutions that exist in our communities, such as schools, churches.
Yes.
We are encouraged to talk. Yeah, like you see, when you feel like you have really been pushed to the wall with these life challenges.
Yes.
At least you cannot have in your circles.
Yes.
You can't miss that person you can talk to.
Yes.
So like maybe the issue of you find maybe a parent.
Yes.
You are totally unable to pay school fees. Yeah, can you engage your school administration so that they can get to know how they can help?
Yes.
If it does not work,
Yes.
there are these administrators in the village, the chief, the who. Go to your pastor, go
Yes.
to, you see.
Yes, yes.
So when sometimes you may be having a challenge. To you, it's really a challenge.
Yes.
But to someone else, it's not a challenge. So we need to learn how to share our challenges. And I need to let those parents who are planning to do something evil, just because of what they are going through.
Yeah.
Like you never know whom you are killing. Because maybe it is this child whom you are killing that will have taken you out of that situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's this musician who said, kila mtoto akija anakuja na sahani yake.
Sahani yake.
Yes, it is true. Because you see, every person, the scripture says, he knew us before we were born, when you are in our mother's womb. So God cannot put a creature in your womb,
yes,
then expect you to come and do this.
Yes.
So what were you inheriting? Yeah, you would have actually decided not to inherit. But once you have inherited the child as inheritance from God, then it is your responsibility to use by all means.
Yes.
Even if, as you have said, if you are not able to contain the situation, you cannot miss someone who can help you. There are even orphanage.
Yes.
There are even churches which are doing that. So yeah, parents should really look to get to some options before reaching at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this morning we're having a conversation with Mr. Dan, who is really passionate about teaching and also taking care of kids and children. And we're inviting you. Do you have any question? Feel free to write to us. We have numbers on your screen, 0700 075 555. You can SMS, you can text, you can call in this morning. And if you're a guardian, what type of challenges are you going through? Do you have any questions? Feel free to share as we discuss and have this conversation. Well, I'm still sampling some of the questions that we've received this morning. And kuna swali hapa. How can a parent get through a stubborn child? Well, I don't know stubborn in what way, but how can a parent get, through a stubborn child? Yes.
Now, you see, stubborn, it's an opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just like saying so-and-so is handsome. So you may be handsome to him, and you may be ugly to the other person.
Yes.
So I think what I need to say, these kids, it's not easy for them. Okay, it's not that they know they are stubborn. Yes. But it is we caregivers who are to convert it's just that they have a lot of energy. Yes. So you have to convert the energy into positivity. Yeah, you see, like, I really want to get us back into, you had mentioned about the change of curriculum. Yes. You see, I remember those days when we were in high school. We had footballers. So these people could really be comfortable in school. Yes. During sports or games. But once the school has been knocked out of the tournament, yes, these people shrink. Yes. Yeah, because they feel like it is now their end. So these people, these students or these kids who one of the audience is asking to be stubborn, how do we deal with them? Yes. So like we need to redirect their energy. Like you see in let's say in church, maybe someone is very talkative. Yes. So will you say this person is talkative, we
Yes.
need to keep him off the church?
Of
No.
course not.
There is somewhere where he can feel comfortable.
True.
So
Yes.
let us create room for these people whom we are calling stubborn, so that they don't look at it stubborn.
Yes.
Yeah, we convert the energy that we perceive to be stubborn to something positive. Yeah, so like I want to really thank the CBC,
Yes.
because I want to believe, as much as it has its own challenges,
Yes.
but there's nothing that comes without challenges. So like it is opening doors
Yes.
for those who could not be looked at performers in academic.
Yes.
So you find that it talks of nurturing every child's talent or capability, nurturing every child's potential.
Yes.
So that your potential is not my potential.
Yeah.
So that if you are not good in the book and you are good in hitting the desk, you want to cause distraction, we can get you outside class.
Yes.
And you cause distraction, and this distraction will become entertainment to others.
And it will become a career eventually.
Eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, you see right now comedy is paying.
Yes.
No one could imagine that comedy will become a profession.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
So
true.
you see, you have seen like my friend Eric Omondi.
Yes.
You see, as much as he's making all that,
Yes.
he's earning money
Yeah,
out of that.
it's true.
So some are looking at him as being stubborn. Some are looking, but he's putting food on the table for the. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now that you've brought that conversation about CBC,
Yes.
what is it that parents were complaining? Is it that they were being involved more in what the child is doing, you know, rather than looking at 844, or what exactly was the problem?
You know, change is not easy.
Yes.
If you are used to that shirt of yours and all of a sudden I tell you I want that shirt,
Yes.
definitely you'll tend to imagine of how beneficial that shirt is for you. So I think maybe the government did not do enough awareness, did
Yes.
not create enough awareness.
Yes.
So that's why it took time for parents. But right now they are accepting.
They are accepting.
They are seeing the benefits of CBC. 844 is good.
Yes.
It had got its benefits.
Yes.
But it was time, maybe the government saw need, or the
Yes.
experts,
Yes.
to change. Whereby, like one of disadvantages of the 844, it was purely examination oriented.
And that is what gets to define
Yeah.
who you are
Yeah.
and
So
your
that-
life.
Yeah, so that you find if you didn't get that A or B, you'll be termed as a failure. But yet it doesn't mean, you see, you might have been performing well
Yes.
in the mocks, in whatever,
Yes.
but then it happens during your final assessment. Maybe you got sick, maybe you lost one of your beloved one,
Yes.
and then you are still navigating around the situation to
Yes.
cope up.
Yes.
And their exam comes on your desk. You won't perform exactly.
It's true.
But now you are defined by that. And I want to remind you that if you check in our society, those good carpenters and whatever, most of them are even grade 4 dropouts.
Yeah.
But they are
it's true.
very good
Yes.
carpenters. And
Very
whatever.
good.
Yeah. So CBC, it is taking care of every learner's potential. That if you are not good in class,
Yes.
let's get you somewhere where you can do good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Maybe just to be able to ask you is as a teacher,
Yeah.
because I remember the biggest challenge with 844. I had teachers say that we feel like parents have left all responsibility to the teachers.
To the teachers.
They don't even know what children are reading. They don't know even. They totally don't know anything. By the fact that they are just paying school fees and making sure that the child is comfortable, they feel they are doing their part.
Yes.
But with CBC, have you felt like parents are now more involved, and do you feel like they are playing the part that they should be doing? Yes.
There is a whole aspect in the CBC called parental empowerment and engagement. So this is intended to create awareness and encourage parents to be very close in the growth of the child.
Yes.
So actually, as you said, there are some parents who believe once they have taken kids to school, they have
Yes.
paid school fees, that's enough.
Yes.
That's not enough. This child needs your support. So you get to know that as you have paid school fees,
Yes.
there are other things. Like a parent, you are supposed to at least even create an appointment with the teacher in school,
Yes.
so that you just get to know
Yes.
how is my child faring on. Can you get to compare your child's behavior in school and at home? Is he the same child? Kids are also good at pretending.
Yes.
I'm sure if all of us are to be asked at those days we were in school,
Yes.
how do you behave in school and how do you behave at home. We could be defined in very different modes.
Yes.
So we need to make sure that this kid who is growing is the same at home and same at school. We don't have to create room whereby there's something growing in this child, but
Yes.
as parents we don't know. Yeah. But right now parents are really accepting
Yes.
and coming on board so that they get to know how their child is.
Wow, that's good to note. Well, we continue to, look at the questions that have been shared this morning, and I can see there's a serious comment right here. Excuse me. There's a comment here, Nasema, tell Dan he's invited to Mwanga Children's Ministry.
Thank you.
Sijaona jina ni ya nani, lakini ninajua ni nani huyo.
Thank you.
Well, Mwanga Ministry is a vibrant children's ministry at Life Point Church, and they really do an amazing job with children. So ninaona kuna invitation.
Nashukuru.
Yes. So well, I can see there's another question right here. That what are the reasons behind a grown child's disrespectful behavior? So I think they were trying to ask what makes a child be disrespectful or just grow with a behavior of disrespectful either to their peers or even to their parents.
Child reaches at a point where he's having self-care. He'll start learning new behaviors.
Yes.
So you find for me to there's something I also wanted to say that one of the importance of child and parent relationship,
Yes.
there is respect and trust.
Yes.
There's no one who will not want to be trusted. Each one of us will want to be trusted. Even if I want to borrow some cash from you,
Yes.
I'll make sure that you trust me.
Yes.
Where you don't trust me, I'll not get it.
Yes.
So once this child trusts the parent, he will earn respect. And all these are very essential in child's development.
Yes.
So when a child is respectful and he has trust on you, there's no need of this child going to be disrespectful.
Yes.
So this child, when that is one, when he's not, that gap in between.
Yes.
Then two,
Yes.
peer.
Yes.
This kid, remember, as much as you may leave your home to job,
Yes.
you don't know this child, who is he interacting with. So there are these learned behaviors from others.
Yes.
So you learn certain characters that are very strange. And to him, because he has no one to monitor and discourage,
Yes.
he will end up having it.
Yes.
Then three, I will mention drug and substance,
Yes.
because there are some substance that kids start using at a very tender age. So as we have all know,
Yes.
drugs have influence,
Yes.
and they have impact.
Yes.
So most of these impacts are negative. Yeah, so all those may lead to disrespectful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you see, one of the things that prompts a parent or a guardian to be able to take care of their kids, especially when they get to that level, is punishment.
Punishment.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Even the Bible says, you spare the rod.
And spoil the child.
Yes, and spoil the child. But what kind of punishments, would you enforce on your kids, especially in this era? Because, some parents say, no, you need to sit down and reason with your kids, and tell them this is wrong. No, you need to lock them in the house and you tell them they're grounded. You should not take a cane. There are those that believe that you should cane. You should beat them until they align, But which technique is better for these kids? Which technique would you say is better in terms of punishment? Or what direction should a guardian take? Yeah.
One of the ways I will encourage parents and any caregiver when raising the child, the Bible says, that's Proverbs chapter 6:20.
Yes.
It talks of, my son, keep your father's command.
Yes.
So these children are supposed to keep command.
Yes.
Whose command?
God's command.
God's command.
Yes.
That is through that comes within the father.
Yes.
So this father is supposed to put commands. And which are these commands? The commands that will ensure good environment for the upbringing of the child. So one of the things is, as a parent, you are supposed to set boundaries.
Yes.
Setting boundaries in that this child knows what to do, what not to do. And you see, when this child grows up knowing what to do, so the parent should make you understand the expectation. I believe you have a child.
Yes.
Make your child know what is your expectation. So you see, when he will really thrive to meet your expectation. And this expectation, I don't think if there is any parent who will set one of the expectation like stealing. Yeah.
That's
and
true.
now that this child knows that my dad's expectation is that I don't steal, he will find my pen somewhere,
Yes.
he will leave it.
Yes.
Or he will tell me, Daddy, your pen is here. But once we don't create boundaries, we don't create rules for these kids, then we'll end up punishing.
Yes.
And you see, some of these punishments are not good.
Yes.
They end up inflicting maybe injuries,
Yes.
damage, psychological torture.
Yes.
And you see, such effects even enlarges the gap that is in between the parent and the kid.
Yes.
So I just want to encourage parents to do some more activities with your child. I don't know how many parents have told their kids, I love you. Yeah. You know, we take these things as a simple thing, but they have an impact.
Yes.
So when you talk to your child,
Yes.
have a dialogue with your child, sit with your child on a table. This child will feel free to tell you how he feels.
Yes.
And when he tells you how he feels, you as a parent, you will navigate around and know what his expectation.
Yes.
I'm tending to imagine a child coming home and telling you, Dad, I don't have a pencil. Then you respond to that child, I don't have money.
Don't have money.
You see, you have already disappointed this child.
Yes.
This child at school, he has been taught, maybe let's talk of children's right. He has been told, you have a right to food, you have a right to education, and education comes with the provision.
Yes.
So when you tell him or her, I don't have money,
Yes.
I think the best way, you can respond in a better way, in a better version.
Yes.
Like, yes, let me buy you tomorrow. This child will go back to school and tell teacher, my dad said he'll get me tomorrow. But you see, when what the point is, let us not create room for these kids to feel like our parents are not providing the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. There's something I would just love to ask you before we wind up on the next conversation. Being a teacher,
Yes.
and especially now as we're talking about punishment and all that, we have seen some serious clips online and even some situations where teachers beat students and kids to to almost killing them. You know, I saw another one the other time, just the other day, a kid, I think from, I don't know whether it's Eastern or Western, just somewhere around there. A teacher bet, yani alipunish mtoto. Serious case, to a point that that kid was admitted. That makes me wonder, is it, had this kid, done so much wrong to that point where the teacher wants to kill this kid? Or at times, do teachers have stress? Walimu wako na stress wanawekelea watoto ama what happens? Being from a point of a teacher, because you are one, what would you say really happens? Yes.
I'll say we don't have to reach to that point. As you say, teachers are human beings too, and they also undergo a lot. So I think I'll talk of managing, it falls under the topic managing stress and other aspects. Because you find maybe when I leave my house, definitely maybe there is something that has happened that maybe pissed me off. So I should not carry the same to class.
To class,
yeah.
Yes.
So when I get into my class, I should create, there's something I say as a teacher in class.
Yes.
You create the mood,
Yes.
you create the environment. So you can either torture or mentor this child. So you see, as a teacher, once you have that in mind, that I have to mentor this child, then you cannot reach at that point. But all in all, I don't also think there is that teacher who sits in the staff room and notes down on strategies of how he's going to cane and to that extent.
Yes.
So you see also the devil takes charge.
Yes.
Yeah, whereby devil is always there to steal.
Yes.
Yeah, so when maybe that's why we are asked to involve God in most of the things we do. So that I think, I don't know how many people before even just leaving that house,
Yes.
you pray
Yes.
that, Lord, may you guide me on my way. May you guide me throughout the day. So when we need to really involve God in our jobs, in whatever, so that the devil does not get that chance, that opportunity. Because he celebrates when he sees such.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love the aspect that you've brought, especially about God. And maybe just to conclude by asking you, how can a parent train up a child in God's way?
In God's way.
Yes.
Yes, good. I had mentioned about institutions that exist, one of them being the church. Yeah. Parents are supposed to start nurturing kids in a godly way.
Yes.
Through exposing them to an environment that recognizes God.
Yes.
Like, take your kids to Sunday school. You see, when your child goes to Sunday school, he's always reminded, when before you take a meal, let this child pray. Yeah, I'm happy that nowadays even very young kids know how to pray.
Yes.
So you see, you ask some people who are like maybe pastors or whatever.
Yes.
They became pastors because of different experiences. But most of them will tell you that they were brought in a very godly environment. So that this kid grows up knowing that this is God who is my creator.
Yes.
My creator.
Yes.
So he will really be attracted to that side.
Yes.
He'll be able to make judgment. What is right, what is wrong. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We really do appreciate.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know
so
whether
much.
you have anything else you'd love to say, maybe you had in mind, and being a teacher, being somebody that has been in that space with kids for quite some time. I know you wouldn't lack one or two things to be able to share.
Thank you.
as
In
we
fact, I really want to appreciate you and
Yes.
Zoe TV
Yes.
for really giving me this platform so that we can reach out to our audience.
Yes.
Wake up in the morning at around 4 and see the streets.
Yes.
People are really busy going to work. And you see, kids they go to school
Yes.
as a routine.
Yes.
So they really don't know why they are going to school. But as we have discussed today,
Yes.
this topic, I know it has encouraged someone
Yes.
to start doing the right thing.
Yes.
And I will also want to really appreciate teachers.
Yes.
Nowadays we say, like, teaching is not a career. Teaching is just a calling.
Yes.
That if you are not having that calling, then you'll end up running away from class. I remember during COVID, I saw so many of my colleagues quit the job.
Yes.
Just because, not because they wanted to quit, but because I say COVID placed people at their right places.
Yes.
So COVID came to place people where they belong. So those who are in class and it was not their right place,
Yes.
they went elsewhere. So, like, I want people to understand that kids are our future generation. The more, the way we handle them today,
Yes.
we'll be sitting down and maybe regretting why we didn't give them opportunity of mentorship. So I want to encourage parents or anyone who is interacting with the kid,
Yes.
let that child see some good thing in you
Yes.
that will inspire that child. So that this part, if a child is in a church has got so many members,
Yes.
or at school,
Yes.
let's say we have a school of 20 teachers, and this child is seeing every teacher with a given aspect that inspires him.
Yes.
So this child will end up having like 20 items that is inspiring him or her in life.
Yes.
So if you become an inspiration to a child, this child will grow upright. So my encouragement to people and encouragement to everyone who is watching at us out there, that make sure you have that one thing that this child is inspiring
Yes.
to be,
Yes.
and be a role model.
Yes.
So that you don't teach a child that don't do this and you are doing, because child become good imitators.
Yes.
So they will always tend to imitate, and what you do, it will be reflected in your child.
Yes.
Yeah, this kid, sometimes we feel very good when you're walking on the street and you find someone who calls you Mwalimu.
Yes.
Yeah, you remember me and maybe you forgot him.
Yes.
Like right now, if I meet my teacher, how proud will he be?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
there is something he put in me. I told you,
True.
like, I chose to become a teacher. I chose to become a teacher because
Yes.
of my teacher.
Yes.
I never knew who I'll be. So that's why I'm saying, if you choose to inspire someone, and it's particularly the child,
Yes.
when this child sees you, he sees future. Actually, we'll have a very good generation to come. Yeah, let us not kill our generation. Let us not leave our kids to the social medias.
Yes.
Let us use social media. Social media came for good,
Yes.
not for bad.
Yes.
So let us make sure that in every bad, we create good. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dan, for your time this morning. I really appreciate.
I really appreciate.
And we've learned a lot. Well, it is our hope and prayer, our viewer, that you've been able to learn something this morning, and you get to improve that relationship with your child, and yeah, so that they can also grow and get to learn a lot of things.
Sure.
So asanteni sana. Thank you for tuning in this morning. That has been Zoe Breakfast Live Conversation. And we've come to the end of the program this morning. We appreciate for your time. Remember, you can still write to us. I see on your screen you have our online social media pages. You can go to our website. You can interact with us through our phone number. And also the best thing is that you can support us. You can support. You can call that number, get to know how you can support, and that will be great. We are still celebrating our 1-year anniversary.
Sure.
Yes.
In fact, thank you. You have given me an opportunity to to experience Zoe TV at 1.
Yes.
Actually, I really want to let you know that Zoe TV, you may not know the impact it's creating out there.
Yes.
But you see, a lot of youth are out there.
Yes.
And because of the topic we have just discussed, some of them have grown up naturally without being mentored and whatever. So there is every aspect of learning that these youth are getting from Zoe TV. So Zoe TV is meant to, especially I think the biggest audience is the youth. So I really want to encourage, and maybe God, the vision bearers of this Zoe TV, may God really bless them. Amen. So that it continue reaching and inspiring more youth outside there.
Amen.
Yeah. You know, there are people like maybe someone is just in that corridor not knowing what to do because there is a voice that has not reached him. But through maybe social media, that like platforms like Zoe TV, someone will be stirred to do the right thing. Thank you.
Awesome. We are celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Please let us know how Zoe TV has impacted you. What have you learned? Or, you know, what would you love to share with us? Go ahead. There's a number on your screen. Write a message. Call our times and let us know, this is what I think about Zoe TV. Asanteni sana. May God bless you. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Take care of yourself.
Bye.